Well, happy Monday. Market's just grinding today. Tried to get into 3 different trades. Filled out on one. We're going to go and recap that now. This is done on my live stream, which happens on my main channel every morning at Market Open. Main channel is called Trades by Matt, so come hang out in the live stream. It's free to watch, and this is where these videos come from. Let's go and get into today's recap. Yo, good morning. Welcome. How we doing, chat? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Julia's birthday was fun. Yesterday was a tough day. Saturday night, I was overserved by the bartenders on Saturday night. Yesterday was a little sleepy, but I'm here today. Got like 9 hours of sleep last night. Feel like $1 million for the most part. But I don't think I've had a hangover last that long before. It's getting progressively worse as I get older. Anyways, good morning. Hope you had a great weekend. We are opening up below VWAP, below the overnight highs. Above yesterday's value area high, yesterday's close. If we can push VWAP, we might be able to watch for the overnight highs. Rejecting VWAP, watch for rotation back down to yesterday's value area high, yesterday's close. We snap yesterday's close, get below that, watching for overnight lows into value area low from Friday, which is only 40 points. So that's pretty tight for rotation there. What if it just keeps going up? What if? I mean, it probably will. That's what happens when you're at all-time highs. It goes higher. As a nice little blanket statement. And just enjoy it. It means all of your stocks are pumping. Your 401ks are pumping. The hardest part about this type of thing is getting in. It's very hard to get in when you're quite literally starting to go parabolic. Like, we are actually accelerating into the highs. That's a very challenging spot to actively get in at. The problem is that at all-time highs, there's plenty of times where it just continues to go up parabolically. So we'll see. I am looking to get in. I would like to get in. No news today. No. Bullish bias? Yeah, I'm not fading this. Correct. Not when it's going straight up. There's no reason to step in front of this. We used to have a saying in here back when we were at all-time highs often. Shorts are rocket fuel. That is right. It is fuel to go up. Well done. People shorting this is literally just fuel for more accelerated moves. Where are we getting in here? 60s? I don't know. I think the top of the little bottom of the range here, where we're kind of at, makes sense. 70, but so does 50 maybe. And we got the liquidity at the 20s, but I just don't know if it's ever if it actually is going to pull back that much. Rejecting the 2 standard deviation, maybe raking its way back into the 1.5 and volume at 80. I'm trying to decide if it's gross though, with it happening on this 5-minute structure. Really, I think that would be fine. Underneath the prior swing low if we swept it. It would be volume 80s, point of control 80s, 1.5. Me. I don't know if I like it. Seems like a potential chop spot. I'd rather see us close up and then come down and sweep into it real quick. Buyers look fine. Like, Delta looks fine for more ups. Obviously, the trend is up. These types of days are challenging because the dips usually aren't that dippy. You make a video explaining your platform and chart setups? I've already done chart setups. I'm not going to do anything explaining the platform. The next platform video I make will be about Tradester. If you didn't know, we are building I'm building along with a big team, decent sized team. Our own trading platform. It's not a prop firm. It's not a brokerage. It's literally a front-end trading software similar to what I'm using right now, Sierra Chart, or Quantar if you've heard of that, or MotiveWave if you've heard of that. You'll be able to plug in your brokers through our platform, connect to your brokers, and trade. That'll be the next thing that I make. Any sort of trading platform video on my channel will be about Tradester when it's live. I'm not going to worry about making stuff about Sierra Chart when it's leaving me soon. Maybe a cheeky dad joke? All right. Why did the two hamburgers not get along? Because they had beef. All right, I got another dad joke for you. Okay, chat, you ready? Because why not? We're at all-time highs. Why not? Linda broke her finger today. On the other hand, she was completely fine. Stupid. But funny. All right, one more to catch us up. This is today's dad joke. You ready? Because why not? I went to a smoke shop only to discover it had been replaced by an apparel store. Clothes, but no cigar. Oh, what time frame is the second chart? It's a 22 range. All right, we are almost set with initial balance. Hopefully will be the cleanest entry that we have today. Hopefully. Has not been that much recently. However, maybe today with we're bouncing around all-time highs. It'll either be very clean or it'll just sweep right underneath it. But it's being formed in 1 minute. Initial balance, for those that don't know, on my 1 minute chart over here, you have like this green line that says IBH, and down here at the lows, you have the IBL, red line. It is the first hour, so from 8:30 to 9:30, first hour of the market being open, it's the first hour high and low. The way that you can trade it is through a retest. So you break out after the first hour, come back and retrade it. It just sets nice parameters for what the session looks like. IB trade's been messy for a long time. It actually was really clean 1 or 2 days last week. But yeah, it's been messy. I agree. In fact, it's actually been a better play as like an extreme to rotate back into the last couple of weeks than it has been on the breakout side. Like it's actually like the market's been oddly double bottoming a lot recently, like a true double bottom instead of like cleaning out some excess. And it's played really well off of IB. IB is formed. I always wait for like at least a 10-point breakout above for a retest. I don't really want to play around with tiny trades. On your bagel, regular hard cream cheese, whipped cream cheese, or butter? There is a correct answer. I'm gonna say whipped cream cheese. The fluffy cream cheese on my bagel. Hard is weird to spread. Butter's kind of just like, I don't know. I don't, do people actually do that? Butter seems very weird to put on your bagel, but I don't know. I'm from Texas. We don't really eat bagels. All right, rejecting IB so far. Did never close 10 points up. This is why I wait for the close on IB. It's so important for me to see a big close on IB, like 10 points or more for the retest, because it saves you from this sort of situation. I might be given another point and control buy here. Best breakfast food ever. Biscuits and gravy are close. Just like a classic meal with like a pancake, shredded hash brown, not cubed, 2 eggs, bacon, side of biscuits and gravy as well, maybe. Getting a little crazy with it. These live streams are becoming more and more about lifestyle than trading. As I have a trade, I'm just waiting, bro. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I have a trade that I'm waiting to get filled out here. You want me to just sit and just talk about the stupid price action I'm watching over and over and over again? Oh, I'm still waiting for this trade to get filled out. Here we go. Still waiting. Oh, I'm still waiting. My God. Oh, guess what? Haven't gotten filled yet. Maybe it'll happen soon. Straff, that's exactly why I have the stream. Literally, I mean, you've nailed it perfectly, but I can't talk about that right now because that's not talking about actual trading. So can't talk about that yet. We're going to have to wait. But yeah, it's spot on. The whole point of talking about random stuff is for patience. To let the markets come do what you want it to do. Hyper-analyzing does nothing good for anybody. Watching every single tick does nothing but build FOMO in your brain. Make you do stupid things. I have a rule about those types of things. If it goes down, I'm getting it out because it usually ends up just sweeping it. Why'd you cancel the other trade? Because if I miss a trade by a tick and it bounces off of it and then comes back up, 90% of the time it flushes harder, especially when I leave the order out. Markets very rarely like to stop at the exact same spot twice. Like truly, it usually will float around a little more. It's a really good explanation, Matt, so I think that's why I like listening to you. Yeah, I mean, we're here to kill FOMO. We're here to kill, we're here to build patience, right? And when you are just constantly, it's like, it's one of the reasons why new people have such a hard time, right? General question, how do you prevent overtrading, right? It's something that a lot of people struggle with, is overtrading. They make money in the morning and then they keep trading the rest of the day and then they piss it all away, right? How do you prevent that? Well, the number one way is to close your screens. Take yourself out of the situation, right? Okay, well, that makes sense. So how do I prevent not being patient? Well, a lot of times it's by slightly distracting yourself while you're still watching the screens. If you are hyper-analyzed, your brain will always find a setup that it thinks you should be taking. It will always do it. I could sit here right now and be like, you know what? I feel pretty confident in doing this because I'm watching the market. When is the setup that your brain thinks is the good one always the best one right away? The answer is no, right? Which is why you should distract yourself a little bit. Like, it does no one any good to constantly be watching and constantly thinking about every single tick of the price movement. Find the levels that you care about, wait for us to trade into those levels, and then you focus up and you get aggressive with it and you get dialed, right? And then your brain's not exhausted because you haven't been doing that for the entire session. Instead, you were using not all of your brain, and then when it's time to use it, you lock in and you have a lot of energy and a lot of focus built up, ready to go, right? It's incredibly stupid to try and do it constantly. Unfortunately, it's just one of those things that a lot of people think it's what you should be doing, like that one guy that came in here, right? He thinks it's what you should be doing, and you end up learning as time progresses that it's not necessarily the best way. And for some people, it might still be the best way because that's just how trading works. It's always like the weird edge case, right? But I think personally, usually most people can benefit from being a little bit distracted in order to prevent FOMO entries because your brain will always find something that's worth taking. It's like then one of the, again, back to the overtrading example, right? If you come in, you make $400 this morning, make $1,000 this morning, congratulations, right? You close down your screens and then lunchtime comes around and you're eating lunch at your job and you're like, oh man, I have an hour off right now. I've already made $1,000. You know what sounds good? It's $2,000. I probably won't take anything, but let me just open my charts up and see, right? While I'm eating lunch. So you open your charts up, what happens? Wow, this setup looks pretty amazing. You take it, what happens? You end up losing $2,000. You went from green on the day to red on the day because you overtraded, because you did something stupid, which was opening your screens when you know you shouldn't have, because you thought before you open your screen, oh, I'm probably not going to take anything. I just want to check in and see what the market's doing. I just want to check in and see. Well, guess what? Your brain's always going to find something that's it deems as worth taking whenever you open your charts up. Very rarely is there a just checking with trading. You either open it up with the intention to trade or you close it with the intention not to trade. Diddling in the middle of those two zones is very dangerous. So all that to say, whether it's my stream or not my stream, or you have a couple buddies or you decide to check emails or something, it's not a terrible idea when the market's going a little bit slow and you don't feel locked in the whole time to do something else. Because analyzing every tick is just not it. Especially when the market's like, all it does is make you want to pull your hair out when the markets are going, we got 5-minute candles over here going 3 or 4 points. Or excuse me, 1-minute candles going 3 or 4 points. There's a 5.1 minute candle, 3.1 minute candle, 5.1 minute candle. There's just not a lot going on there. I don't really, I don't enjoy these types of conversations. They get fun every now and then. However, I really only do it when I think it's actually a actually valuable conversation to have. Whatever we talked about last week, there was one big one last week. I think that was a worth it conversation. I think this one is a worth it conversation too. And I know it's said in like a funny manner of like, oh, we don't even talk about trading anymore. We play GeoGuessr and we talk about life. And it's like, yeah, it's true, but it's also kind of the point. And that's why I feel the need to defend the whole point, right? And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch. That's the beauty of it all, right? But if you are looking for something to distract yourself, and that's why I like to provide the reasoning on why I think it's important to distract yourself a little bit. I mean, the 95 trade... Come back into it. Probably doesn't fit it. All right, I'm in. Watching Delta. Trying to snap the low. Not interested. If we snap 86, rotation to 80s looks pretty solid if we snap 86, obviously. 1 minute doji. Want to see us pop the prior high on the doji at 92. There we go, popping 92. Ends up trading the prior wick. Gets above entry, should be cleanish for the most part. We got liquidity higher. Now we got to get through point of control. Get through point of control. It looks okay, especially flip it green. Should pop. Injecting point of control. See what Delta's doing. Delta is still kind of grinding. So 1 minute candles are tight, man. There's just not much movement going on currently. Block just got thrown at 380. 380 block got pulled. $30, 90 should get run. Ran it. Sweep off the open and go would be the best, but it might stop me out. If I get stopped out, it'll be $420. Got a 30 at 95 also. Basically 30s through 400. Okay, that's not what I do, Tyler. I imagine I get stopped out here. I mean, I'm like 2 points away. Stopped out. Dirty stop out too. Into the wick. I got stopped for an extra 160 bucks. That's an extra like 2 points basically. I got stopped for an extra 2 points straight into, I got swept. It's the liquidity sweep into the push. Kind of gross. Gross on my side. Maybe keep it a little more open, but at that point, like I was not really willing, holy cow, willing to risk a sweep past 80, which is why I kept it at 86, thinking I can get in at 80 again if it touches it, prior point of control. Instead, it just sweeps 10 points, goes right back up. Is what it is. Can't do anything about that. Can't do anything about the 2 point slip on the stop either. I mean, it's a market order. It is what it is. Okay, it makes me feel better. I like it when they sweep it right back down. Makes me feel less bad. I'm going to call it here, guys. We're slowing down a lot. I'm interested to see what happens on, like, maybe we slap into VWAP. Slapping into VWAP could be interesting. Down into the 70s could be interesting. I always stream till like 10 o'clock, and I'm going to go and call it here. So good luck, everybody. Be smart, be patient. One trade, 2 trades that didn't get filled. One trade that didn't get filled. I was 2 ticks away, ran right to target for 10 points. Second trade, tapped my entry line, didn't fill me out, and ran up like 5 points and then got slapped. Third trade, didn't really do much. Was like plus or minus 2 points and then 10 point slap. So mid. I'm gonna call it mid across the board.